This review today is about a saint book, also from Ignatius Press, similar to the Father Marquette one. And it's the Saint Joan biography. And it's by Louis de Wohl, Louis, D-E, and Wohl, W-O-H-L. And while we're at it, since we're discussing Louis de Wohl, I would recommend pretty much any book of his with a parent supervising. At least you parents, you want to read it first, because he is a great writer. He is the best of the saint authors, and he writes. He's very much writes in a novel style, and in fact, they're basically historical novels about saints. The problem is a lot of his books. I've read 4 of his books. One of them was just the Joan of Arc one, which we'll talk about in a bit, and the other 3 are one about Thomas Aquinas, Saint Benedict, and what was the third one? There was another one I read. I can't remember. It was about it was actually about Constantine, and unfortunately, the other 3, besides there's always at least one scene in there that he puts in there, needless scene with some sensuous stuff. And so when we actually did the book in my old school, we, for example, Citadel of God, which is the one about Saint Benedict, there's just one scene where you don't need it there, and so we ended up just ripping the page out, and the kids just said, "Hey, there's a missing page," and I said, "Yep, yes, there is. Let's keep going," and it doesn't change the plot, so you want to watch out for that. But for this one, Joan of Arc, I recommend it to anybody. It's a great book. It was exciting. It really lays out the whole story of Saint Joan, and he's it's the best. He's, like I said, you got Saint Joan with an exciting story, and you got Louis de Wohl writing it, who he adds to the excitement. He lays out the drama. He makes it come to life in a way that many of your hagiographers don't. Hagiography, of course, is a fancy word which means biography of one who writes about the life of a saint. So nothing moral or situational other than the fact that you know how it ends, hopefully. It's not a happy ending. Well, it is afterwards, of course, because martyrdom always leads to glory. But until that, it can be a bit intense. So I do recommend that one for all ages. It's about a 5th grade level. The themes are quite simple, of courage and following God's calling and doing the will of God. So Louis de Wohl's Joan of Arc, recommended. Enjoy.